Hi, I'm Lori Buckley from Lori B. Pottery, and I just recently got back from an intensive workshop in Faenza, Italy, where we threw for 6 hours a day for 7 days in a row. And I guess what I want to do is share what a great experience it was. And I have some video that I'm going to be showing you right now that shows a little bit of the class, a little bit of Faenza, a little bit of another experience I had with a local ceramic artist in the town, and I took a little surface decoration lesson. It's just very brief, the footage that I show, but I am going to be demonstrating those lessons in future videos. And it's really kind of fun. Mono printing, paper stenciling. What else did we do? Oh, we did stencils with like a slip chalk. So these are things that I've known about and maybe even dabbled in before, but it was really nice to practice it and have somebody there to show me through it. And I think it'll be a fun thing to go through. And it was really a good experience that I had in Faenza. So I did learn some things. You know, what do you learn from spending that much time? I think it was 42 hours of throwing. And and it's all in Italian, which is crazy. But I was still able to get something from it. And I will tell you that it's the amount of time. I mean, yes, there was guidance and there was a lot of great little tricks and tips that I learned. But I am going to say the most important takeaway from that experience that I want to share with you that I think would be useful, that we know, but it just confirms it. It is the time that you put in. The time that you put in the practicing and the doing and the trying and all of that. So 42 hours, it's significant, especially when it's all in a row and you keep doing the same thing over and over again. I wasn't able to take the work that I did back with me because I was only there for a week. So I didn't have time to dry and get fired and all of the things. So I knew I wasn't going to be taking any of that back. For me, that worked. I think sometimes when we're new, as I am, and maybe many of you are, and maybe even if you're not, but I think the people who are more experienced, you'll tell me if this is true, don't feel so attached to every little piece. You know, when you first start, it's like you make this little ugly little thing and it's precious. You don't want to destroy it. And people tell you, cut it open, cut it in half. And I've been reluctant. I've rarely done that in the past. Because if it was good, I didn't want to. If it looked good, I didn't want to cut it open. And if it was so bad, it's like, I just crumpled it up and, would toss it into the reclaim. So in this experience, I was cutting open, I was throwing and cutting open or cutting in half every item, or many, many. And man, did I learn a lot from that. So it was just over and over and over and over and over again. We don't need to go to Italy or to an intensive workshop to do that. And that said, I will say going to those workshops, I do think is a really important part of being a potter, the experience of it. Being with other potters, learning from, experts and people who have mastered their craft is so important. One of the things that I want to do moving forward in my videos, and maybe I'll do this in the next video, is to talk about all the things I've learned on YouTube just in the last week. I've learned so many wonderful things. I just have to make sure I make a note of who I'm learning it from. So I can tell you some of the things that I've learned, which I will in my next video, but I won't necessarily be able to tell you where they came from. I'll do my best. So tell me if that sounds like it's something that's interesting to you. It could be a glaze combination. It could be a tip. I learned one that I'm trying to think of that was interesting. Well, handles. So I don't know about you, but handles are there. I have a love-hate relationship with them. I love figuring out new ways to do handles, and I've been doing some really cool things. And they're a pain. You got to get the timing right, and you don't want them to crack, and there's so many things involved. So I've been watching a lot of handle videos, and I've learned a lot of great things. I haven't necessarily put them into practice yet, so I think that would be a fun thing. One of the things, again, I can't tell you who I learned it from, but probably more than one person, if we're going to be really honest, is you get conflicting things. But what I'm going to tell you about is to put a lot of slip. Like you just put a lot of slip on it and then you let it almost dry, so it turns into turns into more like clay, and then you rub it in rather than putting on the extra coil. Now I like that. I want to try that. But then there's Simon Leach, who, how do you not pay attention to Simon Leach? And I think you maybe all know who he is, and if not, check out his videos because he's fantastic. And by the way, he's the one who says practice. He's always talking about practicing, and he's right. So he talks about quite the contrary. No slip. Basically, you use your finger as a scratch tool. You use a little bit of water, and that's it. And then you attach it. So I want to try both of those techniques, and I'm going to make a video and I'll show you the results. But there's many more. Do you use an extruder, like from an extruder tube, which I love using those. I use extruder handles all the time. Or do you use an extruder tool like from Diamond Core where you just scrape through the clay? I use those as well, and I love those. And a new thing I've been doing, Earth to Annie. I love Earth to Annie, so shout out to her, and I've purchased a few things from her. But the last thing was a little course, it's like 15 minutes, on how to create these beautiful handles that I'll show you, that are textured and hollow, and they're gorgeous. And she also gives a template when you sign up for the course. I think it's like $15. 15 minutes, $15, something like that. Very, very worth it. But those same kind of handles I've been making also just with a dowel without a template. And so I'll show you those. Those are beautiful too. So many different handle techniques. Anyways, I digress. Let's go back to Faenza, my experience in Faenza, and a little bit of the scenery. And I hope you enjoy it. I highly recommend doing it. And again, the takeaways are, it's the practice. And now I can tell you, I thought I knew how to center. I did sort of know how to center, but now I really know how to center. It is just in my being, which it wasn't before. So that's probably the main thing, just like the doing the things, using a lot of clay, different clay. I just feel more strong and confident in my skills. That's probably it, and I had a really good time. Okay, so enjoy the video. Please let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, for your support. Please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It would help the channel a lot. Get me to 50 people right now so I can do lives. And that's it. So we will talk soon. Bye. So I'm in the studio in Faenza, and we are in an intensive workshop. It is the 4th day, and today we're learning trimming. Yeah. And I'm going to show you around. So this is Alberto. Ciao. Ciao. Roberto Reale, un maestro di ceramica. See? So he is teaching us, and he is fantastic. He speaks Italian, which is a little difficult for me.
Tutte queste righine che vedete, con la spugna le manda via. L'importante è insistere, non andare subito via. Vedete come vado lento, andare giù.
Bella.
Perché gli diamo la spugna? Gli diamo la spugna perché coi ferri e le stecche noi andiamo a chiudere i pori dell'argilla. Quindi dopo, se dobbiamo dare uno smalto, lo smalto non assorbe più bene. Invece dandoci la spugna li andiamo a riaprire.
Roberto made this. And we made these things. Ooh. We made these things, they're still drying. And these are things that we have trimmed. Oh, a new trick I've just learned. This is fantastic. So when the handles, you know how the handles, when you put them on, sometimes they drop? He just took a piece of paper and he just wet the paper and it's holding the handle up. A new trick. Well, I'm here in the Piazza della Libertà in Faenza with my new friend. Yeah, hello. We are in our workshop together, and she's my new friend, and she's fantastic. So you meet new friends, and she lives in Italy, but she's Swiss, and you meet really interesting people when you do interesting things. And we're here, it's this beautiful night. And there's the clock tower. Lots of things happening. Anyways, if you haven't been to Faenza and you like ceramics, which I think you do if you're watching this channel, come. There's beautiful things. I'll show you some pictures of some of the shops and some of the artists that we've seen and that we've met. What a fantastic, fantastic experience. So, ciao. Yeah. Hi, so I am here at Officina Ceramica Faenza di Andrea Kotliarski.
Bravissima.
Kotliarski. Andrea is from Argentina.
Argentina.
How long have you lived in Italy?
Since 2001.
Okay, so 25
Almost,
years.
yes.
It's a long time. And she's going to be teaching me different techniques, and we'll be talking about those. Andrea speaks a little bit of English. Not even a little bit more English than I Italian. I speak a little bit of Italian, so this might be a little Italian-ish.
In Italian English.
It is Italian English, a little bit of both. But we're going to learn some techniques, and these are her test tiles. And she makes a lot of these glazes herself. Most of them, these are underglazes, a slip. And then there's also some that you can buy commercially called Colorobia, and it's a company in Italy. So this is the clay. This is it's an interesting color. It's a low fire clay, and it fires at
950.
950 degrees Fahrenheit?
Degrees now?
Oh, it's Celsius. I'm not sure what that is. We'll have to look that up. But yes, it's a very dark clay, and it's all
Basso.
Bassa temperatura.
Basso
Low temperature.
temperatura, low. Okay.
Okay, so
Facciamo.
let's start doing the slab. I have the slab roller,
Oh, yes.
but we can do it by hand if you want. It's just
Oh,
a little
we'll
bit-
do it by hand. I think. Or should we do the roller?
as you like. If you prefer. Do you want to do with the roller?
Yeah. We're going to do it with the
Okay.
roller. So we're not going to film that, but we're going to do it with the roller and then we'll be right
Come
back.
back with the slab.
Okay.
Okay, these are all the colors.
Piace.
And this. Dimmi se hai bisogno.
Sì, adesso guardo.
So it doesn't go away completely, but it does like a phantom.
Ah, interesting.
Yes, that's very
Yeah,
interesting.
so we can use floor wax as a wax
Yes.
resist.
Yes.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
I knew.
You knew. That's why you're the teacher.
Yes.
So Andrea has this fantastic book that has all of, well, I don't know if it has all of, but probably not all. She probably has even more, but many of her techniques. So we're looking through it to decide which one we want to do.
So to do the monoprint, you just color the paper.
With this lip.
Yes. The first thing you put on the paper is the first thing you will see. Okay?
So it'll be the first thing, it'll be on the bottom. No, it'll be on the top.
Here it will be on the bottom, but here will be on the top.
Okay,
Because when you put it
right.
and take it away,
Okay,
the first
backwards.
thing is backwards. Okay.
Okay.
So you can use your colors and you can
Okay,
put them.
here we go.
Okay. You can leave like a little bit of the color of the clay if you want, or you can cover it up.
When it's fired, does it get lighter? Or is it still pretty dark?
No,
clay?
it gets this color.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right.
Yes,
it
here.
changes so much.
Yes, that's why I have this one, so you can remember.
Yeah.
This is one of other color you can use.
That's so interesting. So this, let me show. This dark clay dries like this. Very different. And one with this. How's that?
Okay, so we can do like one with monoprint, one with powders
Oh, okay.
and stencils.
Okay.
Another one. Well, let's start with this two,
Okay.
and then we figure it out.
So the monoprint, I'm just going to do on this.
Yes.
Okay. And do I make a design?
What you want?
I
What
can
do
do
you-
abstract.
Yes, you can do stains or yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to show. So this is what I've done so far. With slip, we're going to layer it, and we'll see. And while we're waiting for this to dry, we're going to do a different technique. And we're going to put the white slip on the clay, so we will have a white background. It will look like this.
You can use one of these. This is thicker, like it's not very liquid, but
Okay.
it's okay because this one is very moist because we just cut it.
Yeah.
So if you work tomorrow and it's like leather hard, you can put this a little bit liquid, not so thick.
Okay.
But we are doing it today and it's very wet, the clay, so
Better to
it's
have
better
thick.
this way. So you can
How many coats?
one
Just one.
one and like light. You just with a brush.
Without
it has to be-
pressing.
yes, without pressing.
Va bene?
Okay. So this one we have to dry it
Okay.
before we use the other technique.
Okay.
Water, just moist, and you put it behind
We're monoprinting.
monoprinting. So with the spoon,
Oh, a spoon.
You can do like this. To peel this off, you don't peel like this.
Sì,
You just go very near, okay?
capisco. Ah, va bene.
Okay. So now you can overlay. Overlay is okay? Okay. You could put it over it, or
And that will show. Okay.
and you can play with it.
Grazie. Okay.
So
I think I'm kind of. Is this dry? Yeah, this is dry.
yes.
I might want to put this on and then.
Okay. Yes. Perfect.
Mi piace.
Piace?
Non perfetto, ma perfetto.
Sì, sì. È perfetto.
Allora. Okay.
So now you can use this one if you want, or if not, you can also cut it and use.
Forse qui. Perché no?
Perché no?
Perché no? Qui.
Oh, very nice. What do you think?
So we made lots of things, and I learned some different techniques. This is with stencils and slip chalk, different colors. This was mono printing, all done with slip, right? These are all
Yes.
slip. This is done with paper stencils. We did a couple of different layers. And this one was done with
Wool thread.
wool thread, and also we did some speckles with a paintbrush, and we'll see how it all turns out. So thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
Andrea's studio is right here in the center of town in Faenza, and it's fantastic. And she's fantastic with all the different surface techniques, and I'll put her information below, and you can come and take a class yourself.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Grazie
for coming.
mille.